In this video, we will be learning Standing in the Need of Prayer, the break played by Jim Mills on track 5 of his third album, The Hidehead Blues. First, let's get in tune our 4th and 1st strings to D. Now let's tune our 5th and 3rd strings to G. Now the final string, B. Now when Jim plays this break, it's a little bit odd without the backup band to get the syncopation on this. He starts with this hammer-on, very Scruggs-like. That's the first time he plays the A section. And he starts again that little short A passage with a slide instead of just a hammer-on on the 2nd string. He starts with a rake. And that's basically the entire first break that he takes on the song. The next break he takes is Up the Neck, and a very quirky arrangement. It doesn't really follow melody notes, it's more just a string of G licks and D licks together that kind of fit the song. Begins with this sort of Foggy Mountain Special kind of walk. And that's basically, the 2 times that the A section is played up the neck. It's a tricky break because it doesn't really involve a lot of rolls or any typical pattern that you would find on the banjo. Let's go over that low break again with that hammer-on. That's the first passage, and it's all that is forward roll. Open strings would sound like this. With the fretted notes, it'd sound like this. And then, pull-offs. That's the whole first section. When he leads the song in with this hammer-on, and I think he hits it with his thumb pick because it's more powerful, and because it's the first note of the tune, there's no kickoff. And that kind of thing. It just kind of begins suddenly, and I think because of that, he hits it as hard as possible. And that's the first part. Played as slow as I can. And that's the first break that he takes on the song. Not sure much more needs to be said about that. It's pretty brief. It's just that syncopation, particularly between the end of the first time he plays the verse and then that transition with that rake to the second time. And it just, I personally would listen to the record over and over again to get that emphasis, because it's kind of hard to communicate that without any kind of support rhythmically and just a solo banjo. You can check out the third CD sampler that I've uploaded from Jim's recorded material, the Hidehead Blues, and I believe a couple minutes into the video you should catch the I think the low neck break in that 45-second clip of that song. Get an idea for that rhythmic that's kind of how it's played. The up the neck break, the high break, is basically imitation of this. That's basically the melody notes, and he imitates that. Those are the notes that he plays, and instead of those are the actual melody notes, he kind of plays around it. That's basically what that is, played as slow as it can. Then the next time goes to this sort of G. That's just all forward roll. After that, that little D, E, D section, there he pauses and he mutes the banjo strings with his fretting hand. Gives him time to go up here and just do this sort of forward roll beginning on the second string. And then a choke. And that kind of thing. That's the second time he plays it. Basically what highlights the first and second times he plays the high break, the first time he begins like this. The second time he takes that D position G chord and takes it up an octave. Man, that's not even melody notes. The melody notes, as we discussed earlier, are here. And instead he just kind of, plays this Scruggs-like riff with forward and backward roll. So to recap, the high break begins like this. Then the second time. So you have that That little kind of boing, ding, ding. And open strings, it would sound like this. So all it is, it's just 2, 1, 2 quarter notes. And following that is the forward-backward roll. And what that is, open strings would be, play it as slow as it can. With the chords, it would sound like this. So there's a backwards roll first, and then a forward roll, and then a pause. So you have that 2, 1, 2. Open strings would sound like this. Followed immediately by that backward, forward pause. Continuing with the song. So to recap all of this kind of anti-roll material going on here in the high break, play the thing through as slow as it can to give you the context of what we just discussed. Now, when he leaves the high break, he has this sort of, he mirrors that little lick. That lick is reminiscent, of course, of Foggy Mountain Special. And he imitates that on the low end of the banjo, just that little. And so basically he stacks the same lick twice together, once high and once low, of course. So coming off that high break, he stacks those together. The high break, of course, is thumb twice, double thumbing, and then playing the second finger. Index finger, sorry. And low, it would be, of course, double thumbing the fourth string instead of the third string. And then he kind of idles with this pull-off stuff. So starting with that high little lick, that pull-off section would sound like this, slower. And of course, following that is Dan Tominski's vocal. I'll play the high break and the low break together to give some continuity here and see what we can come up with here. Play it as slow as I can.